I don't think any. He's done one song for me for the wedding.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want to publicize it. I don't know why.
It's a great song. Huh?
It's a great song. It's a great song.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I feel like you're adding fuel to the fire.
Yeah, I know. I've been telling him, you need.
Sri Lanka Insurance Motor Plus, driven by you.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of The Hot Seat, and today we're going to be talking to Irushi Ratnaweera, who is the founder of Island Lush, and they've got some great stuff that they're doing. We're going to pick her brain, get to know her a little bit, a few difficult questions as well. But Irushi, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
So you
yes.
said that you moved from the corporate industry to doing something on your own.
Yeah.
What made you do that? What was the sudden change in career?
I always wanted to do something on my own. I just didn't have the courage probably to take that leap of faith. Because sometimes you think, okay, no, this is going well, the corporate is going well, why would you want to change? And then every time, and also you have social pressure, they're like, no, you have a good job, why do you want to leave, and things like that. But then, actually, when I was getting married, my husband's job, it requires him to work in the night, and I'm working during the day. So then we had to make a decision, okay, someone has to give up on something, compromise is there. And then, so I thought, okay, I'll just quit my work. This is a good excuse, nobody will say anything. You're getting married, I'm doing it with my husband and things like that. That sounded nice. And then it was something that was in the back of my head.
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, I'll just take this chance. And then right before I got married, I started this. And in 2015, December, so it was something that I wanted to do. I probably didn't have the right excuses to give up the job that I was doing. And probably it was the right time and I was ready for it. And it's mostly it's in your head, right?
Yeah.
You just want a good excuse to tell the rest of the people why you're quitting a good job to get to what you want to do.
Your own thing. Yeah. But great, you had a plan the whole time.
Yeah. It's always in your head.
Just have to seize the moment.
Yes.
That's it. Now, as someone who started your own business, it's a difficult thing. With this year, COVID-19, it's been a tough year for everyone. How has it been for you to manage running your business?
Yeah, in terms of sales, it was really bad because we were all in a lot of sell anything, even though we couldn't manufacture the production that was already done for the season of April New Year's. So because of that, we had products in hand, but during the lockdown, we couldn't do any deliveries. So because of that, the sales actually took a downturn and there was no sales basically. But I think the only thing that saved us was that because we didn't have overheads such as for rent or electricity or the employees to pay for, the online concept that we've been doing from the beginning saved us a bit, but also the downturn in sales was affecting us as well.
And fashion accessories like shoes, do you feel like that's changed over the years?
Yes, because there's a lot of homegrown brands right now with great quality. Because initially what happens was a lot of people, a lot of the local products, they thought, okay, they need to compete in terms of the pricing, not in terms of the quality. So they just focused on cutting down the costs and giving a cheaper product or an inexpensive product rather than competing in terms of quality with products that people buy from abroad or foreign brands. So now with a lot of homegrown brands which are focused on quality, people have a positive attitude towards the local products and people have experienced it through they buy a lot of local products, they try it out, and then they become repeat customers because the quality is good and that credit doesn't belong to one brand, it belongs to a lot of brands that are homegrown and good quality.
Now for you, as someone who's been doing your own business for 5 years, what would you say has been the biggest lesson that no one could teach you, that you learned from owning and running a business for 5 years?
Yeah, I think it's something that you have to listen to your gut. Because there's so much noise outside, right?
Yeah.
There's so much noise that so many people are there to say that how things can go wrong.
Yeah.
But unless you do it yourself, you don't know what can go wrong and what can go right. So just avoid noise. That's number one.
What do you think stands out? What do you think makes Island Lush stand apart from some of the other businesses, particularly shoes, right now? There are quite a few of them that have cropped up since, and again, like you, selling on social media, and they're kind of also all starting to look the same. What would you think makes Island Lush stand apart from them?
I think our continuous goal is to increase the quality of our product, because if you've seen from the pairs that we manufactured at the beginning to what we sell now, you can see a drastic change in the quality of the sole to upper to insole. We try to always, we look at a lot of brands, like foreign brands, like even locally available brands like Charles and Keith and Aldo, things like that. Those are the brands that we look up to. And also something that I always try to do is to try and see whether we can source a lot of things locally.
I was going to ask, is it 100% Sri Lankan?
Some things you can't, like the sole boards and insole sheets and things like that, they are not manufactured in Sri Lanka.
Okay.
So, but what we do is we try to buy raw materials as much as we can and turn them into actual products. What happens is Sri Lanka, in terms of the economy, what a big problem we have is we actually export a lot of raw materials. We don't do a lot of...
We don't put it together.
We don't put it together. But if you put it together, it becomes a massive profitable item. So what we try to do is we try to get as much as raw materials from Sri Lanka, and also when not possible from abroad, and try to put it into a finished good. So the value of the product is higher, and also try to increase the quality of the product. There are a lot of good local brands who manufacture shoes, and like you said, it sometimes looks like the same design, but you can't blame them, right? Because how many types of different shoes can you make, right? So the straps will look alike, the colors will look alike, and then trends will,
trendy.
So if you take a slider or a cross slider, when the slider is in the season, all the manufacturers want to manufacture the same.
How do you, as a business person, as someone who's started this thing 5 years, how do you deal with stress? But are you someone who gets stressed? I feel like you manage it well.
You seem
I look like I don't. I do get stressed, but I think I'm someone who, I can't say stress when I have a lot of work.
Okay.
I love that. But when I don't have anything to do, that drives me nuts.
You don't ever get into the studio with Lanka and like start backup singing?
No, that's something that's something that I've never tried, but I don't think he will like it, because you know how my singing is, right? You know it too well. So stress, I don't know. I don't think I manage it well. I probably throw it at something, throw it at someone. It's situational.
Have you inspired a few songs then, I would imagine?
No, I don't think any. He's done one song for me for the wedding, and he doesn't want to publicize it. I don't know why.
It's a great song.
It's a great song. It's a great song. So
I feel like you're adding fuel to the fire.
I know. I've been telling him, you need. I've been telling him you need to put it on YouTube or anything. He's like, next year.
That would be the one that takes him to the next level.
Yes, I really want him to listen to this part.
Over the years, what would you consider your greatest achievement?
I can't name it one. There's probably little things. I take great pride in little achievements. Maybe starting my business, maybe like my first 1,000 followers, or my launch of my website. Like I can't say, oh my God, I have a great achievement. Probably I still haven't achieved that, but I take a lot of pride in those little ones.
The small wins.
Small wins, yeah.
Throughout your career, professional, from your corporate to even starting your own business, would you say that you've had some people that you've looked up to that have inspired you to make that change, or in your life in general, the way you operate, who you are?
Yeah, I think my greatest inspiration was my father. He was also in corporate, like he started on his own. He came all the way from Galle, and he started everything from scratch, and he built everything on his own. So he was my greatest inspiration. I can't say that I know anyone else closer as much as I've seen his struggle, or maybe I haven't seen much of his struggle, but I've heard so much about it. So he was my greatest inspiration.
That's touching. And also, speaking of inspiration, if someone gave you a crucial bit of advice, who was it and what was the advice?
I don't know. I don't know whether it's advice, but I'd say, like, you know, I've always seen my father, he's so resilient to things. Like, he would, like, he has a bad temper, that's aside, but he's so resilient to things that people will say or that will happen around your business or around your life. And so is my mom, I think. Both of them together, I've learned so much, not a particular advice, but resilience is something that I've learned throughout the years from them. In different situations, how you become resilient and then, you know, pass through that. So that's something they haven't probably said that in words, but I've seen it in them.
You learned.
So that's something that I've learned over the years.
But just to counter that, what's the worst advice someone's given you? We all have someone in our lives, listen, this is what you need to do, right? You're going to open this store, you're going to change the color of your logo. What's the worst advice someone's given you?
I won't say the name. This person.
You should. Let's do it.
I won't because that's someone very dear to me, an uncle I know. But he said, you know, you're a girl. You shouldn't leave your job because when you're doing your own business, people, like, you know, by then I was doing my master's. He was like, you're doing your master's. Nobody will give you credit for your education if you do your business on your own. But if you work in a job, I mean, like, work with under someone, like, you know, you will get your business card with your name and you will have a like, you know, email sign and your office and things like that. And it's like when you do your business, when you do your business, you
don't have business cards and you don't have.
I do have. I know I can print anything I want.
Did you tell that to your uncle at the time?
No, I didn't, because at that time I was still doing the job. I was thinking of doing this, you know, business and like letting go of the job. He's like, no, you shouldn't, because for a girl, it's nice to have a job and then come back to. And then, you know, and that just bothered me so much at that time. And I thought he was right. I thought he was right. But then later on, when I grew up, and when I was growing up, I realized, no, there are other people, like, you know, you still can print a business card. You don't need a big company's name right next to your business card. It can be your own logo. And that was the worst advice I ever got. And then...
I'm just curious, what does your uncle do though?
Like, he has his own business. He has his own business.
Look at this guy. So what about his business card?
I know. And then he thought that for a girl, it's decent to have a job. And because I think that when you're a girl, thing bothers me a lot. Like, even
you proved them wrong.
Even when my husband's like, oh my god, that's a girl who's driving, it bothers me a lot. I don't know why. Sometimes they don't even mean bad, but it just bothers me a lot.
It gives your attention.
Speaking of moving forward, is Island Lush going to come out with a different line besides shoes? Are you going to stick to shoes? Do you have plans on, you know, doing your own fashion line, other products?
Yes, we've already started like a collection of like basic t-shirts and things like that. So we're slowly growing. The only thing is right now, I don't know like which way to go about, but then like we are looking at accessories and clothing and things like that.
Swimwear.
Yes.
Island Lush, that's what I think of.
So there's a lot of avenues to grow and slowly probably growing into a fashion brand, like you said, is something that we have in mind. And the thing is that right now with COVID, to start something new is a bit of a tricky thing. So probably next year, all things going well, we would be.
Brilliant.
All right, well, there you go. This has been Blessie and Lloyd from the morning show here on Light 87, having a sit-down chat on the Hot Seat Business Edition with Irushi from Island Lush. Thank you for watching. Don't forget, if you are a fan of the video, you love Island Lush, go ahead, like, share, and tag us, and tag Island Lush as well. Thank you for watching.
Sri Sri Lanka Insurance Motor Plus, driven by you.